And that's about it on the Jolly Rancher story.
That's fucked up, dude.
That's sick.
That's one of the grossest things I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Oh my god.
Ew, God. And it was in his mouth?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
That's so
No,
gross. I'm yakking.
I don't know how applicable this is to the story. What flavor was the Jolly Rancher?
Oof.
You gotta go ask the guy.
Is it cherry?
Ooh, cherry's good.
Cherry, it would make sense.
Cherry's real nice.
Cherry would make sense.
You know, I'm a grape Jolly Rancher guy.
You know that grape's solid. It's like
Blue raspberry.
Wait, can we address that we started the podcast without any topic?
Yeah, it's fine. It's alright.
It's okay, we're evolving.
No,
We're
oh God,
evolving
oh God.
into what?
I don't know. It's
Into just
free-balling it.
aimless banter.
You know there's genres of jazz. There's free jazz. This is free podcast where we just shout out things. I'm also just blowing the level.
Welcome to the Come On In podcast.
Welcome.
I am your host.
So we are starting with
We're
that.
starting
Yeah,
with anything.
I'm your host Jaden, and then we have.
Wait a second, you're not.
Well, you know,
shit.
we're all hosts. Hosts of the
different
Come On In,
diseases.
the Come On In parasite. And our goal is to infect you, listeners, with the sweetest earworm imaginable. Come On In podcast.
The sweet earworm of comedy. Mwang.
Welcome to the Come On In podcast where we come on and in people.
You did that joke last time.
What I did?
It was aimed at me to become in Steven's
Literally.
mouth.
Oh, no, but I didn't make the specific coming on you and in you.
Last time on Come On In podcast. Come in Steven's mouth.
That was edited in.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, edit that.
It's my voice, man.
Anyways, I'm Steven. I'm sick, so my voice is shitty right now.
He's drinking
I'm Jack.
He's drinking some boiled
It's
Gatorade.
destroying my mouth. It looks like boiled Gatorade. I was promised tea and I got powdery water.
Okay.
It's like muscle milk.
It's like, no, it's what?
The muscle milk.
Ugh. Can you introduce yourself, you fucking troglodyte?
My name's Mykonos.
What?
My name's Jack, but if you're listening, girl that fills coffee, my name is in fact Mykonos.
I don't ever want to hear the backstory to that.
Alright.
Just keep it as is.
You won't.
Alright, you won't. It's not that interesting.
You're really not that good, yeah. And I think you can glean most of what you need to know out of what I just said, so.
Damn, fine tea. And hot, too.
Is that Twin Peaks?
Yeah.
No, it's SpongeBob. Should we pause and actually come up with topics?
No, it's okay.
No,
Oh,
it's
God.
alright.
How's your guys' week been?
This is not good fodder for a podcast.
No, I was,
Nobody wants to hear about how my week was.
My week, I'm doing the classic girlfriend, like, oh, how was your day? What my day? Oh, my day was so good.
Jaden knows about having a girlfriend because he's had multiple of them for 2 weeks.
Yeah. They all add up. All the weeks add up.
Yeah, so 6 weeks.
Carry the
one. I would
Still
laugh
beat-
harder.
Still beat Steven,
I would
though,
laugh
yeah.
harder, but I knew I was next in line for that joke.
Yeah.
Inquire within. Comeininpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Comeincast@gmail.com. That's actually our email.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, shit, we gotta be asking for,
We're
yeah.
official, dude.
Oh yeah, no, you guys can send us anything.
Comments are stupid.
Send
Emails
us
making a comeback.
Dick pics are especially appreciated.
Really, really appreciate it.
We'll talk about the shape and contours of your penis on our podcast.
Yeah, that's actually what we've been aiming for this whole time. Is
Our 5th episode's gonna be the penis
It's the
episode.
Come On Me podcast.
It's not.
they're
gonna
all
happen.
like,
It might be fun to have questions though from viewers
Yeah.
to answer on an episode.
yeah, like we should have. Yeah, you guys send us topics.
Yeah.
Send us questions.
If you comment them, we won't acknowledge them because, like I
That's
said,
not
email.
true.
I'm trying to make email.
That's not true. You can
Actually,
comment it.
send us a letter. Send us a letter at
Email it. Wait. Use the real mail system.
What do you mean at? Send
At
me a
our
letter.
address.
Yeah,
at the
then
UP
I realized
UPS.
I probably shouldn't be blurting. So then I wasn't gonna say my address, so then I was trying to think of one of your addresses.
I'd prefer not.
You're scum. We need a PO box.
Look what
Send them to
Right in front.
Starbucks downtown Los Altos.
Nobody's sending us any letters.
That's where I work. If you send me a letter there, I will probably not get it. It'll probably be thrown away.
Moral of the story.
But I'll look through the trash like I always do for delicious tidbits and of knowledge,
Clues.
Knowledge.
clues. Yeah, just like the Scooby-Doo movie.
What?
Man, we're really
watched it
rolling
together.
right here. This is some high
We watched the
concept comedy.
Scooby-Doo movie together. Remember that?
Oh,
The other
yeah.
night, well, we started it.
Yeah.
What movie did we watch before? Oh, Men Who Stare at Goats.
Men Who Stare
I
at
heard that
Goats.
was really weird.
It was really weird.
It wasn't very good.
All right, well, I
It
heard
wasn't. It
correctly.
wasn't great.
No.
Did we talk to you about Super?
No.
Oh yeah, that was on Sunday. We called you afterwards.
Yeah, you told me you watched it. I don't know what it is, though.
It's a fucking trip. I would recommend it. It's on Netflix. Super with Rainn Wilson. I'd recommend it to the audience. It's a fucking trip. I won't spoil it.
Rainn Wilson dies in the... Brief intermission. Which is he actually... I didn't know
no,
that.
he doesn't.
Oh, don't scare me like that.
Speaking of that,
What do you mean? Do you think that the actor's gonna die? in the end?
No! You looked at me like I spoiled the whole film.
Oh no.
Jack, let's get that. Do you want to set up the soundboard? You said you have it ready, right?
I never said.
Actually,
I had it
you said you have it ready last episode.
Typically, people are prepared before a podcast. We like to prepare during the podcast, live in the air.
Jack, you want to get the sample ready? It should only take a couple hours. We'll just keep talking while you do it.
Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with that.
No, I have a busy life.
Busy life,
But
busy
don't
life.
give me that look. I have school. I work.
You had
like,
one class this quarter you hardly went to.
I still work practically full time. And like this week was the week of my final, so I actually had to do that.
Scoffing.
Yeah, fuck
No,
you.
no. I'm actually blowing my tea.
Oh,
Full time.
No, I was going.
do you work full time? Well, yes, I once worked for my father. The only job I've ever had until now.
That's not true.
Ooh. You worked at the theater place.
Yeah, for 3 years.
3 years? Is that accurate?
Yes.
How
Yeah,
time
like-
flies. What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's like saying that I can't think of a proper but like you can't say you did something for 3 years if you did it for 1 month every year for 3 years.
2 months every year.
That's what I was saying. It's like,
Oh,
sorry,
dude, you almost
what?
made me spill.
Sorry, I was slapping you because I love you.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's dark.
Thanks, Chris, bro.
Don't think about
Oh, no. I
Come
was gonna
on, let
say
him
it.
live that down. That was 2008.
No, don't let him live that down. Just let him live down the domestic abuse. Like, you know,
He slaps her way less often now.
Jesus Oh, God, we
I'm
should.
sorry, what is sarcasm?
You know, this is.
What is humor? It's called nuance.
It's not nuanced at all, actually.
It certainly wasn't.
You're right,
when he
I'm
was
meaning
fucking
everything I'm
smacking her.
saying.
There's no nuance to that. But this is why we prepare. No, I'm saying there's no nuance to
Comedy
when
is dead, people. Comedy is dead.
Anyway.
The state of
But this
things.
is why we prepare topics so we don't drift into domestic violence.
Well, I'm just saying.
I don't know. It seemed like it was inevitable. The rate we've been going.
Drifting into domestic violence, well, that's inevitable. Your Honor. I mean, she just wouldn't shut the fuck up.
She got so fat.
Jesus Christ.
Hi, comedy.
Criminy.
You want to hear about my day?
I do want to hear about your day.
What did I even do? Oh, yeah, I went to school.
Played your little flute.
I don't play the flute, but I went to
With a
school.
skin flute.
Nice. No, I went to I just got back from a jazz concert because I'm taking some intro to jazz class where we have to go attend some concerts. And it was pretty cool. It was like 2 big bands that played, and they played some good shit. They played a big band rendition of Blackbird by the Beatles, which sounds just bizarre because it's like literally just like a quiet acoustic guitar song, but it was like amazing. No, honestly, but it was fucking sick. You had the whole band doing it. No, it was really good. This fucking... It's one thing that happened that is so little... There's like little things that just piss you off.
Oh, yeah.
This is one of them. Fucking... So we're all sitting in the audience, right, and it's black, and like they're all lit up on stage. I knew you'd find something to laugh at there.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah. And so fucking in the middle of the performance, some lady decides she wants to read her pamphlet, so she turns on her iPhone light and is holding it, reading the pamphlet. And it's not like she was like, oh, like for 2 seconds, I'm just gonna check. For like a solid minute, it was just like this dumbass smile on her face, like, oh, like, that's who's doing this.
Oh, Ricky
everyone-
Johnson.
It's fucking pitch black. You have your LED flashlight, and everyone's just around her, just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that kind of shit absolutely pisses me off. People
Yeah.
have no self-awareness. Like those people when it's busy in like a parking garage, and like their car's on and they're just like sitting in it, and they'll just fucking sit there all day, even if you're waiting to go there.
Oh, dude,
It really grinds my gears.
I used to eat my lunch in my car in the parking lot for
Welcome to the pathetic hour of the Come On In podcast.
Yeah.
Wait, why though?
lunch in
You
the
always
stalls.
had. Oh no, you didn't always have friends, huh?
No, it has nothing to do with friends. No,
Sad revelation.
No.
Well, no, just because we left, and I remember you. I don't know.
Oh no! I didn't do that in high school.
Oh,
Why
in
did you eat
college.
lunch
Oh,
in-
it's like sitting in your car in middle school.
And my mom comes so I can sit in the car, and then she just leaves.
I'll step up for a second.
Oh god, that reminds me of that.
Jen's
Of course,
mom has her very low voice.
I'll step out.
Don't worry, bro.
I got you.
got you.
What do you remind me of?
Like I'm sure it happened in everyone's life, but having that one kid in like elementary school and middle school whose mom came to eat with them every day.
Oh no.
Oh god.
I never heard of that actually.
No, we had that.
Wait, you were him?
No,
Oh, okay.
I was the dad of the kid. Very
What a
concerned.
I have a Facebook friend, Jim. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, but he
Jim M.
no. Oh no.
Is it the Jim I know?
No. That's the one he's talking about.
Oh.
No. Jim D. And
Jimmy Dean.
Jimmy Dean. Yeah. All right.
It makes
His
sense.
name's
Jack would be friends with the Jimmy Dean on Facebook, the king of breakfast sausage. Because Jack is a muffin.
Is that what you're going for? Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
Someone. Okay. It's a quick side note.
Yeah.
I guess I was walking along by the high school. And some kid walked past me and was like, "You look like Jimmy Dean."
What?
I was like, does he mean James Dean? Because I get that. But I was like, Jimmy, like the sausage guy? Like, is he
They definitely meant James Dean, but Jimmy
Well,
Dean
I
is
don't
way
know.
funnier.
I wouldn't be so quick to jump to conclusions there, Steve.
No, somebody said he looked like James Dean before.
Oh, yeah, like many times.
Yeah. Jack's very handsome.
Jaden and I get that.
Yeah.
But Jaden
For
believes
different-
that it's more true.
I got that.
We get it for different reasons. I think if we combined our looks,
We all look
we'd
like
probably
Jimmy Dean's estranged cousins.
We both look like just like weird sausages.
One short, one fat, one skinny.
That's my favorite Radiohead song. Weird sausages.
Congratulations, Jaden, on taking a... It's a shitty joke. There we go.
Steven thought it was funny.
But I laugh at everything. So.
Weird sausages.
Where did I start that? Oh yeah, he posted this thing on Facebook. It was like a picture of it was like a toy box, like one of the see-through ones for a doll, and it was like, babies pregnant, or like...
What?
And it was,
Wait, what?
It was like a baby doll, but the baby was like pregnant as well.
Okay.
And then baby's baby was also
Oh, no,
pregnant.
I've seen that picture.
Yeah, and it's an art. I looked it up. I was like, this isn't real.
I didn't think it was real, too. I thought it was a joke.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not. It's an art. It's an art piece. And so I
And
commented
it's
that,
an art
but everyone around my comment was like, "This is disgusting. Like, what will they think of next?" And I was hoping that I'd like comment that, and people would be like, "Oh, like thank God."
Just
But
lost
no-
in the sea of
Yeah,
other
exactly. We're
comments.
just like, "Oh, what the fuck will they think of next?" Those sickos. Like, you know, it's like, all right, ignore the one rational person in the room.
This is Donald Trump's America.
Oh, don't get political.
Jade has done Donald Trump impersonations many times.
It was once.
No, you did it multiple times.
One time.
It was on the first episode.
Yeah, but you did it multiple times throughout the episode.
Yeah, you did.
All right.
And we could always bring it back. It was a classic, hilarious.
We're bringing
gag.
it back.
No.
There it
is.
Good. There's a good reason behind everything usually.
Is that leading somewhere?
No,
Or
it's
just
that
in general as a.
Yeah, no. There's a
Actually.
reason that the Donald Trump impression hasn't been a recurring bit.
It's not very good.
Because it's not very good. No,
Yeah, well, I'm glad you can admit it.
no it's true.
It's not even a bad impersonation. It's just not that funny.
Yeah, it's just not that funny. I need like a Reagan impression or something.
And we're gonna.
What is Reagan?
Wait, that's
even
Nixon.
sound?
I don't know.
gonna-
I just spelled up peace.
We're gonna
signs.
put Donald Trump on the moon.
Those
We're
aren't
gonna put
peace
Donald Trump on the
signs.
moon.
Those
We're
aren't
sending
peace
him to the
signs.
moon.
Huh?
That was V for victory.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh.
Vsauce, victory.
Pretty cool. I thought he was just like peace.
No,
Like
'cause
Nixon,
peace. Or no, peace is like that. No, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
He did like that. He didn't. He wasn't like that. He wasn't.
He flipped him
I
off.
know, no.
He wasn't doing the, he wasn't doing the
Chinese.
Chinese middle finger.
Yeah, no.
Chinese.
That's what that is, isn't?
That's definitely.
That's British.
Yeah, it's like
That's
in.
like the UK. That's
Yeah.
flipping people off.
I don't know. Whatever.
But No, what I've read is that it's V for Victory. Because I feel like Richard Nixon probably...
Richard Nixon was probably very much against
the
hippie movement.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Makes more sense.
But, I don't know, lost my train of thought.
Jimmy Dean. You look like Jimmy Dean.
Yeah.
That's kind of the conclusion.
What does Jimmy Dean look like?
So that's what I thought.
Well, I was thinking of... Have you seen the commercials? Of, like, the guy dressed in the sun costume?
Yeah, I have actually.
That's what I thought. Isn't that Jimmy Dean?
You look like that guy. You look like the sun.
That sun
hey,
guy.
Okay, sun guy.
Okay, wait. Just to comment on that, in middle school, my friend Dylan used to wear this yellow V-neck a lot. It's not a great color V-neck to wear. No, it's not a great look. But it's okay. It's middle school. All things are forgiven. And there was this one guy who would always like comment on it, and he was like, "Yeah, you the sun's son? Yeah, Yellow Man." I call him Yellow Man all the time.
Wait, who was it?
You just thought that
His name
was
is
the funniest
Frederick.
shit.
Okay.
Do you know Frederick?
I do. Very.
Yo, you the sun's son.
Frederick would say that.
He's a nice guy though. He's got like some. I think Deadpool is his Facebook profile picture. So perhaps that says a lot about the character of the man.
It says a lot about the character. It says a lot about
Chaotic
Deadpool.
evil.
It says a lot about Deadpool that Frederick would have him as
This says a lot about society.
Yeah, it says a lot about society. That they'd be making pregnant baby dolls. Sorry, Jim.
I just don't have faith in society anymore, you know.
Shout out to our Australian friend.
I just don't understand why.
Our
I
Danish
don't know
Colombian friend.
I don't know what's so funny to you.
No, I don't know. How's it going? I'm Josh.
Oh, you want to play PUBG tonight? You want to eat a whole?
I'm
not gonna even go there.
He's watching this going,
Of course I want
yes!
to play PUBG.
That's Attila.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, of course, I would like to play PUBG. In the Wanawanga.
I don't know what that
I don't
was.
even. It just turned into Watto
It was something.
at a certain point.
So if we agreed that was Watto?
You want to play a PUBG?
You on the Wanga. No, but you on the Wanga.
No, that's
Watto?
no.
No, it's not Watto.
That's the guy with two like.
Talking about Lego Star Wars. By
Yeah,
You
by
gotta
the
keep
way,
up.
for
Keep
those
up.
uninitiated,
It's
however, there is one guy listening who's like, "Oh my God, you want a Wanga!" Like, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're in
So
it.
it's
to
actually
you.
Play that game.
it's
To
actually
you, this is directed.
It's actually in Star Wars Episode 6. It is that it's from that.
That soundbite is
Yes.
in the movie.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it's Jabba the Hutt's like assistant.
Yeah.
He has like the sharp teeth, and he's got kind
Oh,
of
with the big thing.
Yeah, the
two-
fucking weird hair.
Yeah.
the two.
Tentacle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's him.
The white
Oh,
guy.
shit.
With the
And he
red
goes like,
eyes.
"You want a manga?"
Oh no. That was-
But his character in Lego Star Wars says it a lot more frequently. Because
That's
they're
his
like, who
catchphrase,
the fuck is this guy? Like, did he talk in the movie?
Oh,
He
no.
said this. Do we want to
Nah,
get
just
like?
put him in the game.
Do you want to get like a voice actor to do something? Nah, that's good. That's good.
Nah, it's fine.
Just
Say that again and again.
just lower the Ewok. No one's gonna know. It's a kids game.
Oh, wait, that's
They
a
don't care
joke.
about these discrepancies.
Hey Jack,
What?
what's your favorite classic rock guitarist?
Jack DeMarco.
Jimmy Page probably.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Jimmy Dean?
Because you're a fucking Led Zeppelin fanboy.
Yeah. Is your Stevie Ray Vaughan?
I asked it without having thought of my own, actually.
Well, because when we were driving up to San Francisco the other week, we had this conversation.
I have a couple. I don't think I can narrow it down to one. I like
Mine might be Jimi Hendrix, actually.
I like Stevie Ray Vaughan for blues,
Yeah.
and I probably emulate him the most. I gotta say, I really like Slash though from Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, you said that.
Because he's like all about like feel. Like don't get me, he's like a technical guitarist, but his solos are really like well written, and they're just like
Can you do a good Slash
melodic.
impression?
Of the guitar.
Yeah, of the
What do you
guitar.
mean an impression?
I meant of the man. Can you do it?
He doesn't talk.
Wow.
He's a mime.
He's a
dude.
mute.
He is a mute. You ever heard him talk? Where's
No.
the hat?
No,
No, I haven't. That's a good point.
Could you do a Slash impression then?
Yeah. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Hey.
You sound like
No, he
you sound like
doesn't.
Archer.
Jaden, he doesn't. Or Steven, he doesn't talk. So
Oh.
could you do a Slash impression?
All right. This is a Slash impression.
For the next hour and a half, maybe.
Slash. I'm just breathing into the mic.
That's Sand Slash. Sand Shrew.
Sandshrew. Yeah. No.
Easily confused. One is a sand poison type Pokemon. The other is the
Sand
guitarist.
poison type. First of all, sand type.
Ground poison.
Are you kidding me? No, it's just a ground type. Are you
Really?
kidding
It's
me?
not a poison type?
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's pretty offensive, dude. Can't believe you said that. Sand type.
You're a piece of shit, man.
That's fucked.
Fair enough. Understandable.
This tea is not tea, but it's tea.
Is it good?
I'll let you know
I didn't
next
ask
time.
you to make a noise.
That was an A flat. It's something.
Was it actually an A flat? Oh, I was like, wow.
Would have been impressive though.
It would have been
Get my
impressive.
pitch pipe out.
You probably could have fooled some of the viewers.
Fuck, I
Or
remember
the listeners,
pitch
I
pipes.
guess. 'Cause
You remember that they exist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make my next record with just a bitch pipe.
More like a bitch pipe, dude.
that was also Jack's nickname in college.
Got him.
Yo, shit, it's bitch pipe.
Okay,
Dude, stop calling me that, man.
Nah, bitch pipe. Bitch pipe.
But how would you earn that nickname?
That's a great question. I feel like there's gotta be a
What I
hell of a
immediately
backstory.
thought actually was that you have like a very small pipe that you like used.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit, you got a bitch pipe? And like, oh. Now that recalls a story. One of the. It wasn't one of
Okay, before you could begin, I think the difference in mentality between us is pretty big, considering the first thing that came to my mind was something to do with a plumber.
Yeah, mine too. I was like some terrible plumber.
It's bitch pipe.
Bitch pipe.
Well,
dude.
yeah.
No, but yours makes a lot more sense in a contextual setting.
Because I was in college, yeah.
Yeah, no, so continue.
So anyway, one of the first times I tried to smoke weed alone.
Oh, dude,
I,
smoke weed.
Oh! Dude, my
Smoke.
parents watch this. Dude.
Smoke.
What?
Smoke that weed.
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 I haven't
weed.
done drugs in
Lord slash
over
blunt.
a year and a
Smoke
half, and I
that
still
joint.
get
Smoke
this,
it.
Smoke
apparently.
in weed. Sucking down G's.
We like to chant things every now and then. It kind of loosens up the brain.
It's a good warm up.
That's a concussion, loosening up the brain. Anyway, you're
Hey guys, sorry I'm late for. I just a little loosened the brain. It's all good now. What a miss.
story.
Charlie Day. It's like Charlie Brown. Anyway. So,
Oh, brother. Has anyone ever told you look like Charlie Brown?
No, I would hope no one would ever tell me that.
That's good, yeah. I wouldn't like
not
that
true.
either. No, I'm not saying it's true. Think about the question.
Charlie Brown has a tuft of hair.
It's more of a line. It's more of a squiggle. It's more of a
He's
line.
got the Homer Simpson going.
Oh wait, yeah, he does. Who am I thinking of? Some character in that show has like a tuft.
Oh, you're thinking of Linus, right?
Yeah.
That sounds so gross, dude. A tuft.
Why is
Why
that
does it sound
gross?
gross?
It just does, man.
What?
Jaden was molested by a bunny.
What?
Bunnies have a tuft.
A tuft
like
of
their
hair.
Tail. Their tail. I mean.
I don't understand.
So
What
anyhow,
sexual
I
about
like it was in.
No. I'm not in any hurry to get on. No.
Hold your horses there.
We were talking about bunnies.
We got a lot more
and I
tough
like
jokes
that.
to make.
You just dug up something I never
Yeah,
thought.
Jaden got attacked when he was visiting Tufts University.
Tufts University, nice.
Yeah.
Wait, what is that joke?
Tufts is the name of a school.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. So anyway, I was in my parents' backyard, and I'd like stolen. We'd gone to Mexico, over like the Christmas break.
Over de la.
And anyway, Oscar de la Hoya.
Can I get a?
Stop.
Okay,
Can you
so
type Hoya in the comments?
if you got to this point, that Hoya.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
So I had like stolen this tiny little pipe from like
Bitch
the-
pipe!
Yes,
It's back!
I stole a bitch pipe from
Does
the
art imitate
fucking
life?
from the flea market
Yeah.
because I was like, oh, I'm gonna go smoke
You stole
weed.
it from the flea market?
Yeah,
This guy.
I don't know.
Selling them are so poor they're at the flea market.
Well, I don't have any goddamn pesos, all right. And I don't know. I didn't want to be like, hey, Dad, can I have some money to buy what? Oh, you know, a pipe.
Is it the bitch pipe?
Bitch pipe. Son,
Oh,
you're
dude, you want a
fucking pussy.
bitch pipe? What a yeah.
What a bitch.
Okay, you're a pussy.
that was good. You're getting better.
I'm getting better every time.
Impersonating your dad.
But so that's not the end of the story because I like had my pipe and I had like some weed and I was like, all right, like let's get to smoking this kush. And but I realized I didn't have a lighter, so I I think tried like the matches, but the only matches we had around in the house were like the super long ones.
For lighting like the campfire matches.
Yeah, exactly. For exactly the ones. But, like I just couldn't get it down. Anyway, so I decided another very long tool.
Like a torch.
I used a fucking a barbecue type lighter, like the one of the long ass lighters. Yeah. So here I am sitting with a pipe the size of a lighter and a lighter the size of a large pipe and fucking trying to do this. But I started, I guess, I don't know how I did it. I think just because, like, there was so little air going through the pipe, I basically, I lit the lighter and I inhaled, but I inhaled into my nose, and I pulled the flame up into my nose somehow, and fucking, I burnt my nose hairs out. It hurt a lot. Yeah. I did not end up smoking any weed that day.
Some skunk unk, dude.
Yeah, dude.
That's gnarly, dude.
Yeah,
dude, this straight cleans your nose.
Dude, this weed was amazing.
Dude, that kush, it's got that fire kush, dude. That's
Did you want to finish your story?
That's some fucker.
Jaden had a story?
No, it's not even that interesting.
Oh.
What was Jaden's story?
I was gonna... Yeah.
Yeah.
About your day.
So it wasn't that interesting.
Technical difficulty.
Jaden, give me a bit of a...
Nothing's happening.
The Hate Your Friends podcast. Yeah. No, basically, I was on the Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
I was on the phone with this lady, and the machine kept, like, fucking up, so I kept having, like... It took me, like, 3 times I had to keep re-entering her phone number.
Mm-hmm.
And she seemed a little irritated, and I was like, I'm very sorry. It's my first day. Thank you for being patient. And then, you have to it's a bunch of things I have to enter. And then at the end, you put in a credit card. And I kept, she was like, I was reading her credit card number back to me, and I was reading it back. She was like, you don't have to read it back. She'd like, give me 3 numbers, and I would read back because, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
To make sure, because it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
And so I had been reading back, the phone number previously, and then she's like, you don't have to read it back.
Like what? Like,
so she's like 408. I'm like 408.
Okay, so 408.
Yeah. 560.
He's writing it.
560.
Can you not read it back? Can you not read it back, please?
This is not a real credit card number.
Oh, this isn't that was also a phone number. Wait, can I have your credit card number? Yeah, 408.
Can I get your phone number?
That actually did happen. Someone's card kept getting declined, and then I realized, like, I don't think this card number's right. And they're like, oh, I think he said phone number. And I'm like, well, you already gave me that.
How could you do that? That's six letters, 6 numbers short.
Yeah, that'll work. Whatever.
Your 6 number short, just add zeros.
I just assumed. I was like, well, I guess he just wants me to add zeros.
Is that the end of that story?
Yeah. No, well then, of course, it fucked up because she, I'd misheard her.
Yeah.
And it took even longer. She was even more irritated. And I'm like, well, you know what?
Let me help you.
Yeah, exactly, lady. I don't want to be in this position either. Yeah, that's all the story was. It wasn't that interesting. But, I thought it was, fuck that lady.
Yeah,
no,
honestly,
dumb bitch.
No, that was...
No, she's probably fun.
No, I had the same exact thing when I first started my job where it's like, I don't know, taking payments can be such a bitch because it's always like the hardest accent to understand and their reception is just like underwater and you're just having to decipher what the fuck they're saying.
Great smoke flowers.
Excuse me, Hades.
Can you speak up a bit?
And also just the quietest possible volume. Yeah. It's just the combination is just hell. And they're getting fucking frustrated at you.
At my job for a while,
Sorry, real quick.
Yeah.
This one guy's getting pissed at me because I kept saying, you're too quiet, I can't hear you. He's like, well, it's not me. It's like, this is a landline. It's not me. That's for sure.
No, but there was a while at work where fucking, I just couldn't hear anyone on the phone. I started to worry about my ears. I realized one day I, accidentally hit a button and it got louder. I realized that the volume was turned all the way down. I was like, oh, shit.
Jack just assumed he has tinnitus.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my god, am I losing my hearing? I can't hear anyone. Yeah, no. Turn up the volume, folks.
Not on your music.
No. Not on this.
Didn't even know landlines had volume buttons on them.
I didn't even know people use landlines anymore.
Restaurants
Business
do.
do.
No, I know. I just referenced using a landline, so maybe you can get on my fucking jock like this.
Jock?
It's a French guy talking to me.
Get the fuck off my dick. All right.
We've reached that point.
Right.
All right, so...
Are you ready? We got a special time.
Oh, wait,
for
no.
you.
I actually have a couple topics.
Okay, we don't have a special time for you.
Well, we will, but I want to get these topics...
Hang around for later.
Lightning round. Jack, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Caramel cone by Haagen-Dazs.
What is your favorite
good choice.
football team?
The Patriots.
Bad choice.
What city are they?
Well, it's not a city, it's just New England.
There
okay,
you go.
it's a trick question.
I actually...
Who is your favorite 18th century poet?
Edgar
Edgar Allan Poe.
I need to fact check that one.
So do I.
Alright. It's okay.
That's actually right, 18th century. Wait, no, shit, 18th century is the 1700s, so I would have been right with Shakespeare.
Who's your favorite friend?
Jack, just answer the question.
5 seconds.
Josh.
Ah!
Alright. Ding, 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 ding. Lightning round over.
Is that the correct
You lose.
Is that the correct answer?
No, it's not the correct answer.
Wait, what was the correct
I can't
answer?
tell you the correct answer because then someone at home is going to hear the correct answer and they're going to come on the show and no one asks them the same question. They're going to give you the correct answer and they're going to win and it's not going to be fair. It's not going to be fair to everyone else, okay?
Very convoluted.
Yeah, if you're listening and you'd like to be on the show, you can fill out an application. We don't have one, but
Come on in cast at gmail.com.
Write your own application,
MySpace
fill it
message.
in, and then send it to us.
Yeah.
You can also,
God, I don't know if we should... I know a certain few people who might actually want to do that.
Well, hey, they're applying. We don't have to fucking accept.
Just put a message in a bottle and toss it out your window. It'll get to us.
Break the glass.
No.
All right.
That's an inside joke. Yeah. Nobody understands that.
All right. Nobody.
Nobody should get that.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Anyway, so my topic. The first topic was I thought it was bad song lyrics.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We were talking about this earlier.
Were we?
With Arcade Fire.
Oh, I thought we were like...
When you were writing a song.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. Like, it's
That's
like
a bad song.
Wait, what do you mean? I was showing you one of my new songs earlier.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, we weren't... Oh, sorry. I was just... It was an internal dialogue.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Bad song lyrics.
No, we were talking...
Crystallized? What kind of word is that?
Dude, it's got crystallized. Dude, that's straight up bomb, dude. Alright.
Yeah, we were talking about that Arcade Fire lyric that you...
Creature Comfort. That song is
abhor.
just one of the worst Arcade Fire lyrics of any song. We talk about Arcade Fire a lot.
For people who don't listen to Arcade Fire very much. Yeah.
Episode
lyrics
1,
are hit or
Arcade
miss.
Fire sucks. Every episode, we talk about Arcade Fire. Arcade Fire's got some good shit and they got some terrible shit. But
I don't love their good
a lot
shit,
of
to be
mediocre
fair,
shit. I think their good shit's good, but some of the lyrics, I don't... What are some of the lyrics on Creature Comfort?
Well, Creature Comfort, make me famous, if not just make it painless.
That's fine.
That's one of the more tame ones.
I don't have a problem with
It's
that.
like, some boys hate themselves, cut themselves.
Yeah.
Some girls hate their bodies, stand at the mirrors and play the feedback.
Yeah, wait for the feedback. Yeah.
God, make me famous. Yeah. No, but the worst is like, it's like something suicide. She got close last night, turned on the bath and put on our first record.
Cool, guys.
That is awful.
Yeah.
You guys, we made that.
What is
Go check
what
it out.
was that off of?
It's
the new one?
Oh, okay. Well, that
Like,
is
by the way, we
everything
made
on it.
Funeral. Our one
And
good album.
yeah, they know it.
Rip.
Yeah.
What other bad song lyrics can you think of?
Well, when you bring up Arcade Fire, ain't nothing as strange as a normal person.
God, I fucking hate that song.
Yeah, that song's shit.
That was like the most popular song
Infinite,
too.
what?
Infinite Content.
Infinite content.
Content.
If you guys don't know, there's... Well, do you want to explain it? I never actually listened to it. But...
Yeah, there's 2 songs on the new record called Infinite Content, and they're both the same.
It's
and
ironic.
The only lyrics are infinite content, we're infinitely content.
Brilliant.
Holy shit!
That's next level.
Mind blown.
Great, got it.
Good, great, got it. God. And
Neil
they're...
deGrasse Tyson? Wow. That is next level stuff.
You can't actually stand on the sun.
Funny. The sun is way too hot. You could never actually walk on it.
Humorous.
Humorous.
Straight people.
We could sit
Kevin
here.
W. Just saying hi.
Shouts to K-Dubs.
K-Dubs.
We could sit here for a while talking about just bad
stuff.
Bad Arcade Fire.
Yeah, bad Arcade Fire. Yeah.
Sorry, a lot.
And honestly, their bad lyrics are more memorable than their good lyrics.
I really like some of their lyrics.
Well, what is a good lyric that stands out to you?
Well, I really like all the lyrics to Wasted Hours. That's like one of my favorite songs. Like because it's like returning. Like there's one lyric, it's in the first verse where it's like, and now we see the kids in buses wanting to be free, and then at the end of the song and now we see we're still kids in buses wanting to be free.
Oh, dude,
I really like that.
No, that's brilliant. You said the same thing twice.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
No, I really like
trying to explain good lyrics to.
You have to hear
it's all about context.
Yeah, no, it has to be context.
Yeah.
No, I brought this. I thought of this topic because I was listening to a song with one of the most disgusting lyrics I've ever heard in my life.
Oh boy.
And it's pretty simple. It's you fuck like the day you were born. This is
disgusting.
Listening to that song at first I was like, just didn't really, but just, I don't know, you think about that, it's like, oh boy, with the implications of that. And then after that, it's, you fuck like the day you were born is like the end of a verse, and then it's, I'll fuck you awake over and over and over again. Yeah.
This is very good music.
Really, actually, it's a really good record.
And then the
Christian gospel.
The last lyric, the last lyric is "sucks like Kermit the Frog."
Picture.
With the band's name is very funny. They're called Admiral Angry.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it too.
It's cuter than it
sounds
is.
like a character in like a child's board game.
That's what I was gonna say. Oh, you landed on the Admiral Angry square.
Oh no!
Oh, back to square one.
Oh,
you have to fucking person who's a day old.
Yep.
Oh god, I hate that square. God, why are we playing this?
You have to, what on earth? Yeah.
That's what we say about you when you're not here. God, I hate that square.
I'll give it to you. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you. None of us are nerdy enough to be called a square. Is that true?
Yeah.
I don't think any of us are
I don't think any of us
conventionally.
could be called squares.
We have aspects of our personality that are nerdy, but we're not like nerds.
No, we're not.
Who's the nerdiest?
Jack. Because he plays Dungeons and Dragons. It has to be you.
Am I the nerdiest though?
Well, just because you play Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't, but I have played
yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
That
I
definitely
definitely in my life have, because I used to be a nerd.
Yeah. Nerdy shit is amazing. Can we just talk about this?
Well, that's a pretty general statement.
No, just I don't know.
Live from the hot topic.
I don't know. I really do want to play Dungeons and Dragons. It seems
Dungeons
like a lot of fun.
is awesome.
Katana's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Dark Souls is a lot of fun.
No, there is a lot of nerdy shit that gets a
fucking-
bad rap for being nerdy, but is awesome.
fucking fun.
But to make a statement like nerdy shit is awesome is not entirely true, because I personally don't like not having sex.
Really? You wouldn't think it by looking at you.
By the past couple months.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whew. If you didn't know we looked like, you might probably assume that I was the nerdiest just by my voice.
What?
I don't think
I always
that's
feel
true.
like I have a nerdy voice.
No, I think that's just your perception.
Yeah, it's
I
just
never
your
thought you had a
I've
nerdy
never
voice.
thought you would.
What do you like? What do you associate my voice with?
Just your voice.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound
yeah,
right.
I don't know. I don't know how you can answer that question.
I mean, what do I sound like?
Steven?
Yeah, you sound like Jaden. What did you say?
Nothing.
Wait, what did he say?
He said a fucking pizza pie.
Oh.
I think. I was. He was
I
far
don't know
away.
what
He was
that would
far
sound
away.
I said it to him in a game of telephone.
We'd play 3-person telephone.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Jack,
Okay,
you
wait.
start
all
with
right.
something.
What's that?
Okay.
La 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 la.
Oh wait.
I'm
Oh
plugging
yeah.
my ears.
Okay.
This game is fun and.
That's it.
Okay.
Do you have to? What is the rules? You have to just be quiet.
Yeah.
Like super quiet. What?
That's all you got.
That's you get one shot, bitch.
It was mostly breath in my ear. I don't like that.
Okay.
What did I say?
What did the wind speak of?
It sounded like you said the pizza albino.
No! You got fucking got, dude. It was pizza burrito.
It's a burrito.
And the score for telephone this podcast is
Jack has a stroke.
Come on, podcast. Jack has a stroke live on air. Okay.
Next week, Jack strokes one live on it. And then the week after that, Jack gets a stroke in a game of golf. And it's not as interesting.
I'm opening a window.
It gets really hot in here.
Steven gets hot every episode and has to go change the temperature.
Steven does get hotter. Like, I feel like all of us, I mean, every person has...
Man,
like,
Steven gets hotter as the episode goes on, as the series goes on. That's his arc.
That's kind of... that might not be true.
That's not true.
He looks pretty hot right now.
I lost my boyish charm, but thank you.
Boyish?
My boyish charm.
Your buoyant charm.
Now I'm just a ragged.
Yes, Steven sinks now. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Whatever. What were we talking about?
I don't...
We covered it all at this
We're
point.
talking about telephone?
Oh yeah, there's an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where they played telephone, and one of the kids changes the word to like penis or something, and Larry David is in the game, and it starts off with some like I don't know what something super yeah, and then the kid changes it to penis. To fuck with everyone, but then Larry David's the last one. And he goes penis. And they're all like, "Oh, like how could you do this?" And like, it's like no, like he told me penis. Yeah, I don't know.
He told me penis.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders.
Bernie said, yeah. Have you reached the point?
Of what?
The point of no return.
Dude, if you reach the point.
Dude, you know what it is. You know what time it is.
If you got
Is
I have
it
another
here?
topic though.
Oh, well, dude, we'll get on with it.
Okay. Double penetration.
Why? Why are you asking?
I don't know. I'm just curious what you guys think about it.
I've never experienced it.
Well, I know you've never. I personally never double penetrated anyone.
Would you double penetrate someone?
Have you been double penetrated?
Does that count with your mouth?
No,
For
it's
a
kind of
guy?
different.
Yeah.
That's an Eiffel Tower.
I like that.
If you high five.
Well, would you double penetrate someone?
I would have difficulty consenting to a threesome in which there was another man.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, just like I don't know, like in porn. How do you guys feel about double penetration?
It's not my genre.
No.
I don't like that hardcore stuff.
Really?
Generally. No, I don't like it.
Like anything, like you don't like bondage or
No. I'm a
How does
soft.
Steven feel about this?
I'm a soft boy.
I don't typically like that stuff either.
Honestly, I got a taste for a lot of things just because I don't know. When I was like in middle school, I watched like, so much porn.
Yeah, I feel like we all did.
Well, no, but I don't know. And then like at a certain point, it's like this just is not cutting it. It's like when you're just like I don't know, you're doing a lot of blow, and it just does not cut it. Like I need to start doing meth. And in this case, blow was regular porn and.
Meth was
motherless.com.
Oh,
meth was bestiality.
Oh.
Fuck. No. Okay, so yeah, what's the most extreme porn you?
No, I don't want.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about
I don't want to divulge that.
Okay,
Wait, that you've seen or like jacked off to?
I was gonna kind of
Rope it in.
striate it. What's the word? I was gonna put it into strata.
Stratify it?
Yeah, stratify it, exactly. Seen
Put
and
it
then
in the stratosphere.
nutted
Shoot this topic into the stratosphere where it belongs.
I don't know. We talked about porn parodies in the
know.
first episode.
I'm shy. I don't. I'm
Oh
shy.
yeah.
I'm shy.
Oh god, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Let's just.
Let's move on. Apparently, these guys don't want to talk about DP.
We do want to talk
Email
about...
us and if you want to talk about
Yeah.
DP
Yeah,
with
email
Jack.
me personally.
Off the books.
If
Jack,
you-
what's your email?
Off the books, what's my email?
Off the books cast@gmail.com.
My email is double penetration.
Well, I'm glad we covered that one last topic.
Email is bigdickrick@gmail.com.
Shouts to Big Dick Rick.
Dude,
BD.
He's a recurring figure in our mythos.
No, but seriously, hit up my buddy Balzo if you want to talk about DP. He's always down.
These are made up people that we just enjoy.
Do you know that Balzo?
envisioning
No.
their lives.
Do you know that Balzo and BD are roommates now?
Yeah, they moved in together.
They live downtown.
Yeah, it's sick. Honestly,
It is
have you been to their new place? Well, yeah,
No.
you were at the housewarming.
No, I wasn't.
You weren't?
No.
I thought you were there.
No.
Damn.
I definitely would remember if I was there.
Yeah. Well, you might not remember knowing Balzo and BD are
going so in depth. This is amazing.
And you know them.
Yeah, that's their MO.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, no.
Speaking of double penetration, those two lads are in a party. You know, it's going to be at least single penetration. Yeah. Double, they're like a wrestling duo. You know, they're like a Cape Crusader.
Comedy.
They're like
now that's what I call.
They're like a Cape Crusader and their young sidekick.
Just wait until the
dude,
part where Jaden finishes this bit.
You know what? If you keep it up, all right, and you're gonna be replaced by Balzo.
Oh.
He's been Balzo was the original third member, and to be honest,
I'm the sub until he gets out of prison.
No, he's not in prison.
He's not in prison. Do you
yes,
know Balzo?
Yes, and Jaden. You should know. He worked in a theater.
Well, I know, but you can't just change the premise. We just talked about his housewarming party.
That was 2 years ago.
What?
Dude, Balzo's been in prison for 10 years.
Wait, what?
What? Steven doesn't know
we'll be right back. I'm in a commercial break.
All right. I need water. You paused it, right?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I didn't pause it.
Oh, yes, and! Yes, and!
Oh, sorry. I paused it. I was actually going to get water.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then go get water.
Okay.
There's water in the other room.
Why? I don't want it out of the fucking sink, dude. Dude, fuck you.
You would have gotten it out of the sink.
You would have gotten it out of the sink.
I want the kitchen sink, dude. You're just throwing this all in the kitchen sink.
Everything plus the
Stop being such a kitchen dink, alright?
Oh.
Shoutouts to Dink if you're listening.
Yeah, you know who you are.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you in a couple weeks. Oh, actually, I'm not going to see you.
Rip.
I want my Wii U back, Dink.
Okay, are we there? Are we here yet?
Yes.
Are we there yet?
Welcome to a very special time.
We're going to have... There's some more intro music playing right now.
Jack's going to tell the story we've been waiting for.
Story time.
Story time. Story time.
That's beautiful.
Story time is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
This is the Come On In Story Time. We have an official story from the one and only Jack Lonergan. Jack, how are you doing tonight? He's looking around nervously.
Yeah, the one part I don't like about the Come On In Story Time is that Jaden claps throughout the whole thing. It's
really
like, but we can't change it. We can't.
Because people love the story so much.
Yeah, it's filmed in front of a live studio audience. And that's about how.
Is that how people clap? Like they're keeping up a fucking like.
Yep. I went on. I was at the taping of Jay Leno's show. So
no, you weren't.
Very cool.
Well,
I believed you. You weren't.
No, I was not.
He was doing a young Jay Leno impersonation.
I was there at the taping of my own show.
Okay,
it makes sense.
Anyway, we have a special story for you guys. This is the infamous Napa story we mentioned before. It's a long story.
Not the nap story, because Jack has a lot of nap stories. And, each one gets more boring.
Not the non-aggression principle.
It's not the NATO story either. It's the Napa story.
All right, so sit back and relax and enjoy some whatever he's gonna say.
So,
backstory. Sorry, I'll stop interrupting.
Are you done, Steven?
Yeah, I'm. We just need backstory.
Fucking Christ!
Sorry. I'm done now.
Okay. Yeah.
So this was last year. No, it wasn't last year anymore. Christ almighty, it's 2018. 2 years ago. Steven's giving me cues.
Pick number 2, my lord. Pick number 2, my lord.
Yeah, nice. It's
Shrek. Shout out to Shrek.
Can we watch Shrek after this?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. So, this is 2 years ago. And in like April, I want to say. And me and my buddy M were...
Oh yeah, let's call him Michael.
Yeah, we got Michael and David.
Yes.
Yeah, are the two friends in this story.
Jack is Goliath in this situation.
And other friends, I'll come up with the names
Sweet
as we
ref,
go
dude.
along. So.
Of course you like that ref.
Sweet rev, dude. Shout out to the Bible.
Shout out to Christ.
Hey, tune in next week. We got Jesus Christ.
Live on air.
Live on air.
Come see it to believe it, or hear it.
It's not that, Jesus doesn't make a lot of appearances on podcasts because it's just not that interesting for him to turn water into wine when you can't see it. It's like, I mean, you kind of have to take it at face value.
Everyone's just like, whoa, holy shit!
Guys, if you were here, you could see it.
Smell the wine.
It's changed my life. Podcasts have changed my life.
On. So we have Michael.
David.
Michael and I, basically, this is the real premise behind this, and I think David knows this at this point, but Michael and I really wanted to, we just really wanted to trip. Neither of us had tripped in a while, but we didn't really have a solid place to do it.
Acid. LSD.
Trip on acid. Is that what you mean?
Well, yeah.
Trip in the druggy sense.
Trip on a trip on a psychedelic substance.
Not
We ended up taking mushrooms
or bitches.
We really wanted to trip. We didn't have a good place to do it. And so we basically were like, okay, why don't we go up to Napa, where our friend John goes to school, and we'll make a day out of it there. We'll make a little road trip out of it. And we'll hang out with him a bit, but we'll take a day and just go onto a national park or a state park or whatever, and just find an open place to trip in nature for a day.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really the premise. That was why him and I wanted to go. But we kind of wanted someone there. Both of us had tripped plenty of times before, but both of us have had very haphazard trips.
Yeah.
Especially me. I just don't respond super well to psychedelics, which is why I wanted to take them.
Do it more. That's the solution.
Yep. So we wanted someone there with us who could be not tripping, a trip sitter, as it were. So we decided to invite Michael along because David. We invited David along. This is really hard to keep up with me. We invited David along to be our trip sitter because he just seemed like he'd be really good. He's a super chill guy, really easy to get along with, and just seemed like he'd be perfect right up for the task.
Shouts to David.
Shouts to David. Very nice guy. And we also kind of, because we weren't just going to be hey, come up to Napa with us so you can trip sit for us.
Yeah.
So, it was we turned it into going up to see John as well. And he was super down to see John.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, him and John were better friends than Michael and John or John and I.
Yeah.
Even though now John and I are very good friends. Anyway, shout outs to John.
Shout outs to John.
Me and John hanging on.
Wherever he may be.
So anyway, also, David did not have many opportunities to smoke weed. So he also wanted to be able to just smoke a shit ton of weed this trip, even if he wasn't going to be tripping. So we all got together, and so first of all, we're all ready to. Holy, that's incredible.
I got Jaden's keyboard.
Jaden's laptop keyboard has this crazy
if you were on acid
color changing
right now,
display. Yeah, no,
it's really just a segue. It's really it's in a weird pattern because my cat walked on it and fucked it up. It used to be in kind of an arpeggiating pattern.
Yeah.
Like a factory setting, and now it's all fucked up, and I don't know how to fix it.
It's actually cool.
Doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Shouts to Jaden's cat, Huggy Bear.
Yeah.
Huggy Bear. Huggy Bear.
Okay, so we get together day of that we're going up. It might have been May even, and
incredible.
So
that's insane, dude.
All right, stop this, dude. This is
this is unrealistic.
You're going too slow. You don't like it. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch.
All right, keep going.
So we all get together. We're going up in Michael's car because it was a Prius. It gets good mileage.
Shouts to the Prius.
Shout outs to the red Prius.
3 claps for the Prius.
Yeah. And we wanted to smoke, right? Before we went up, obviously. Because you can't drive without getting high first.
Everybody knows.
Or sit in a car for multiple hours without getting high first.
Yeah.
I personally at the time couldn't do anything without getting high on something first.
Real sadness hours.
Amen.
Spend time with my family or be alone.
Or do drugs.
I could not do drugs without doing drugs first. That's true.
Yeah.
So we were gonna go smoke somewhere, and we wanted to just smoke in town. So we were gonna go to Vasona Park, but David was like very against this. He's like, no, like, dude, like, what if? if you know the person, if you know this voice, then you know what I'm talking about now. But like, no, dude, like, we cannot like, smoke. We cannot like smoke in town, because like, what if my parents like are like around, or like someone like
fishing
sees
on the
us?
pond while we drive by.
Absolutely insane reasoning. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah. Anyway, we're like, okay, so we end up going to like a it's a different park, just a bit further away from town. And we go and sit by the river and smoke some weed. Like we do, weed. I'm gonna be talking a lot about doing drugs this story. There's a lot of it. Just if you're not comfortable with that, fuck off, dude. Because we smoke weed here, dude. We're weed smokers, dude. Okay. We all got high, and then we were headed up, and. Yeah. So Michael and I, at the time, smoked tons of weed, like just all the time. So we had super high tolerances. We didn't really, we got like kind of high.
Yeah.
But like just like a regular amount, just like a regular sort of like buzz. But like I said, David did not smoke a lot of weed, and he got really, really high.
Yeah.
So we're driving up, and David just won't fucking shut up about the most insane shit. Talking about how like drugs are like.
Can you do an impression?
No, just what were you gonna say?
Well, drugs are like they're like gifts that like. I'm not gonna get this theory right.
That's a direct quote, though.
Yeah, no, drugs, yeah. So drugs are gifts that are, like, placed around the world, and, like, everyone has to, like, search to, like, try and find the gift that was made for them, and...
Their performance enhancing.
Yes, also that all... So, he kept referring to drugs as being performance enhancing, and so Michael and I were like, oh, like, you mean, like, steroids? Like, and he's like... No! Like, so vehemently. Like, no! All drugs are performance enhancing. We're like, okay, fair enough, but, like, that term is, like, used to refer to a specific category of drugs. Like, you understand that, right? And he's like, no! Like, all drugs are performance enhancing. It's like, oh my god. Like, what are we getting ourselves into here?
This is 20 minutes into this.
Yeah, this is like honestly got like half an hour in and we're on the road. There's like holy shit. And there was so much other just insane shit that he said, and we're just like,
he was fucking high.
He was high as fuck, but like, I don't know. We kind of like tried to broach that with him. It's like, dude, like you're really, really high right now. And he's like, yeah, but like we're all like in the same place. Like you get me. Like we're all on the same page. It's like. No, we're not, David. We're really not on the same page. Like you must understand that like Michael and I, we smoke like all day, every day. We don't get as high as this. We haven't for years. And he's like, no, but like we're all like you get it. Like we're all high. Like you understand.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you get this. You understand about the gifts, the performance enhancing gifts. No, we don't. Sorry, bud. So. Michael and I were, like, kind of worried that the next day, when we were going to trip, that David would be this high again and just, like, insane and, like, not a person that we would be comfortable being on psychedelics with.
Yeah.
So we pulled over in an In-N-Out and kind of talked amongst ourselves for a minute, like... Oh my god, like, is this gonna be okay? Like, are we fucked?
Is the reggae song already happened, or is that later?
That's later. that was after
That's my favorite part.
So we talk amongst ourselves, and then we bring it up to like, hey man, I'm super sorry.
Oh shit! It's okay. I got you, fam. I got you.
Okay. So we bring it up to David.
Shout out to editing.
Okay, so we bring it up to David, and we're like, dude, like, I don't know, like, you're kind of in a place right now where we don't know if we'd be comfortable, like, tomorrow, like, with you getting high and, like, us tripping together, like...
Which makes sense anyway.
Yeah, it kind of does. So anyway, he was kind of put out because like he was like, dude, like half the reason I'm here is like smoke a bunch of weed.
Yeah.
We're like, we understand that, and like I don't really remember this. Like, honestly, this was a while ago. Like I don't remember it super well this one, but he agreed reluctantly, ostensibly. So we. Oh shit! There was like another part that I like just remembered.
What?
What the fuck? Okay, so. The part that Steven was referencing, we get back on the road, and we're all playing music, and fucking David asks,
that's
like...
lead number 2.
Yeah, David asks, like, hey, like, could I play a song? Hey, could I play a song? And it's like, alright, cool, David, like, whatever. And he puts on this reggae song, and, like...
We're not a reggae listening group.
No, I'm not a reggae listening person, and, like... I've heard reggae that I kind of like, but this was just absurd. It was literally just like the same beat over, and it was just this fat kick, and then just like doo 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 doo, you know, like something along those lines. It's like, yeah, I don't know what to make reggae with my mouth, but like that's basically what it was. And yeah, exactly. It was literally just that, like over and over again, and he's just like, yeah, this is sick. All right, we're like, what the fuck? Like, we can't let him put this shit on tomorrow. Like,
you and Michael just shooting glances at each other.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what the fuck is going on? And well, because we're both super into music, and a big reason we did drugs was to like enhance music.
Yeah.
So we're like, we need to like not let this happen. Like, this song cannot be played. You know, a good start to a road trip where 2 of the people are against one of them.
Conspiring
Yeah,
against one of the
exactly.
other members.
We can't let this person be in control. So, we, but then another thing that I remember is that, like, later, it reached, like, nighttime at a certain point, and we needed to, like, roll joints the next day.
Yeah.
Or, like, we wanted to roll joints for the next day, and so we pulled over and, like, this really weird place. It was like, it wasn't a turnout like on a highway, but it wasn't really a road that went anywhere either. It was sort of just a road that led off to a turnout, I guess. But it wasn't, and it's not like it was a visitor center or like an Outlook or no, an Outlook. No, it wasn't. Huh. Maybe it eventually became a road that went somewhere, but it just seemed like a road in the middle of a field at the side of the highway. So we pulled over there, as you do, and we were rolling joints in the dark on an In-N-Out tray. And then we had slyly, you know,
taking the tray.
Yeah, exactly.
Under your shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Go. That guy's got killer abs. Literal washboard abs.
Yeah, exactly. But that's not really, I don't know, I just remembered that, and I hadn't remembered that before. So anyway,
you roll joints in the dark?
Yeah.
Just by feel?
Yeah, no, like, it was terrible. Because also David was doing the rolling, because I never learned how to roll a joint well, because I just never smoked joints. Yeah. I don't know, it's kind of a, no, like, I don't know, it's weird. It's like the first, I don't know, like, a lot of people smoke joints, and, like, that's just how they smoke weed. For me, it was just never, like, I did it when it was around. I was never going to turn down weed, but, like, the first time I smoked weed was, like, out of a bong.
It just seems like more trouble than it's worth.
Honestly, it kind of is. And it's, like, you lose a lot of weed. Yeah. It's, like, I'd rather just,
yeah.
I mean, not that I do smoke anymore, but, like, if I were to, I'd always rather just smoke from a bong. And, like, obviously you can't bring a bong into a concert.
Or even, like, a pipe or something.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I don't know. Now I'm just kind of talking about, like, the pros and cons of joints.
Moving on.
Because there is something nice about smoking a joint, so that's why we were rolling them.
Aesthetically.
Yeah, aesthetically and just, like, you know, passing it around, and, you know, you feel like you're in the fucking 70s.
You don't have to relight it, too.
Yes. You know, it's nice. So we were rolling joints in the dark. And anyway, we arrive at John's place.
It's our new single.
What?
Rolling joints in the dark.
Sounds so gay.
Yeah, it really does.
No, there's anything wrong with being gay. I just have to elaborate. It's just, you know, slip of the tongue, kind of side of the times kind of thing.
That was fucked up, dude.
I'm sorry.
You know I love rolling joints in the dark.
Oh, I think you say, I love the gays.
Yeah, it's
The gays?
Not that I don't love the gays. I love the gays.
Shouts to the
gays.
The gay. No.
Shouts to Big Gay.
Big.
Can we cut this whole segment?
But the gay thing? The gay issue?
Issue?
What's the issue?
Jane hates gay people.
What? No.
No.
Send it out over the airwaves.
He hates quote unquote the gays.
I didn't.
You did say the gays, which is not great, to be honest.
Yeah, well.
Okay, whatever.
Okay. Well, if someone said, like, I don't know. Anyway.
It's like...
No, it's not, no, let's not talk about it.
It's starting.
So we arrive at John's house, and we kind of just, like, went to bed. And I lost my belt there, because I took my belt off.
Jack's missing belt.
Honestly, it was a really good belt. But we all went to sleep. We were just like, fuck it, like, we're tired, and we got to get up early tomorrow morning, because we need to go to the park early. We don't really know where we're going, and, like, we just need plenty of time, because, I mean, we're going to be on mushrooms, so it's going to take, like, 6 hours. So anyway, we get to the park, and we got there at, like, 11, I want to say. Because when we got there, we realized that it closed at 5.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got there at, like, 11 or 11:30, and we're like, oh, like, this isn't great.
You planning to be there for 6 hours?
Yeah, because mushrooms last for 6 hours. So we're like,
damn. I didn't know. Yeah.
Oh shit! Like they're gonna be closing, and we're gonna need to leave. Like when
you're
still on mushrooms.
Yeah.
Like that's not ideal. And like you don't want to feel rushed or anything. And we also like. I don't know. I had a thought there, but I lost it. So we go into the park and like we're kind of looking around, and it was a really nice place. Really nice place. And we get in and we just walked for a while, and then eventually we dropped, and like I didn't want to smoke at all just because it can just make trips more anxious, and you can just be more confused, and you forget things easier as well, and like it's always nice to remember what the trip was like.
Yeah.
But Michael smoked a bit, and David smoked a bit as well, because we were just like, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like he didn't like smoke a ton, but like they were smoking a joint. And anyway, we were listening to the Zombies, or I think that's what it's called. Mm-hmm. Zombies. They're like a '60s sunshine pop band.
Yeah, everyone knows the Zombies are very popular band.
Okay, so we were listening to them.
Yeah.
And just walking along, looking for a place to be, and fucking. Mushrooms eventually they you start coming up. Mm-hmm. We named my pipe when I was there because I had gotten a new pipe. We named it
Bitch pipe.
Bitch pipe.
Yeah. Woo! No, fuck. What did we name it? It was the
Herald.
No, SPJ. Space. Yes, SPJ because it was the Space Prophet Jesus. Oh no, SPD.
The most acid shit I've ever.
No, SPD, the Space Prophet Dragon. That's what it was.
It's the most stoner shit.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was the name of a pipe. Anyway, it was sick at the time. We were like the Space Prophet Dragon. Everyone was like, yeah. And it flew away. We're like, what the fuck? We lost the pipe.
The bird. It's back.
What?
The bird from last episode.
Yeah.
Stole my pen now.
Picks up David and flies away with it.
No, dude.
Bird.
Hey, birdie.
Bird, why are you so dude right now?
Okay.
So we
So you found that place.
Yeah, but eventually we kind of sat for a while, and at first, like, I was feeling kind of shitty, because, like, if you don't know, there's a thing when you're on psychedelics that can happen sometimes called, like, a body load, and it's, like, a constant with psychedelics, and, like, mushrooms typically has more of a body load. Like, specific drugs tend to have more of a body load than other drugs, or less of a body load, but it's just kind of, like, what it sounds. It's just kind of, like, a sick, heavy, kind of shitty body feeling that, like, accompanies the high, which is like not great, especially because like any kind of emotion and stimuli when you're like on a psychedelic like influences your mind state a lot.
Yeah.
So I was like, I had like this really kind of like uncomfortable body load feeling, and there were also just like a lot more people in the park than we expected.
Yeah.
So we kind of sat in one place for a while, and we were like, oh, like this probably isn't right, because people just kept walking by. So we kept walking for a bit, and then we like kind of went off to this like small trail to the right, just like straight up, maybe like 10 feet off the trail. We like, it was almost like in a movie where like you push through the fucking, obviously I'm remembering this through Mushroom's glasses, but you like push through the fucking leaves, and it was like this big clearing. It was fucking awesome. It was this huge clearing with like these concentric circles of stacked rocks. It was like, oh my god, like we found it. Like it felt like this place had been made for us. Exactly. It was like, you know, like fucking started. And we were so, yeah, exactly.
You were crying.
Probably, yeah. We started fucking like dancing, and, but we were like, we're so excited. Found this. It felt like a shrine. That's what we called it. It was like a shrine.
A shrine to mushrooms.
And so we stayed there for a while, and I mean, as fuck, Michael and I started. We you know, as happens when you have like a trip sitter and people tripping. The people tripping kind of like just talk amongst themselves. Like when it's going well, like the trip sitter's there for if anything goes wrong. Yeah, exactly. So. Dave was just kind of sitting there, and Michael and I were just like talking about fucking acid shit.
Yeah.
And it was going great for a while. Michael like had, I don't know, he like the body load was affecting him, or like I don't know, something. And we had some Xanax with us just in case like we needed to take the edge off the trip. So he took a bit of Xanax and like started to feel better.
You remember David looking like Goku?
Oh yeah, and at one point in this, we turned, and Dave was a very, very handsome man with muscular. Beautiful, muscular with like beautiful flowing hair, and he had his shirt off because it was a beautiful sunny day in May in California. And he was just sitting there like cross-legged with his arms back, just kind of. And he had sunlight. Basking with like John Lennon glasses on, just like kind of bobbing his head, just like like this is. And I looked at him, I was like, "You look like Goku," and because it looked like he was like some sort of character in like the pause menu of like a video game, just like sitting there like waiting for you to do something. I don't know, it was wonderful. I was like, "You're Goku." He's like, "Yeah, man, like yeah, buddy."
I am Goku.
Yeah, I'm Goku, buddy. Yeah, man. And we're listening to some fucking dope music. It was awesome. It was fantastic for a while. Yeah. Because then what?
Nothing.
Oh, and another thing that happened with David was we had music playing, and at a certain point the music changes, and it's the exact same fucking reggae song from the day before, the one that we were like, oh my god, like this song cannot be played, and we just fucking burst out laughing. We're like, oh my fucking god, it's the reggae song. And when we looked around, David was just sitting there bobbing his head, fucking smiling, like fucking all across his face, just like, yeah, this fucking boom 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 boom. Whatever, I don't know reggae, but
gonna be alright.
No vocals. This was a 10-minute
10-minute instrumental song.
It's dub.
Yeah.
That's
dub beat.
Cool.
Nice.
So we anyway, it was great for a while. Then we had like brought, if you know, like at Safeway they have like those gigantic sandwiches.
Yeah.
We brought one of those like huge sandwiches. I don't really remember the sequence of events too well. I remember I started to feel kind of shitty, and then I think I took a bit of Xanax, and I still wasn't really feeling too great. And the body load just like kept coming up. It was just it's weird. We're on, if you don't know, on psychedelics, there's something called looping that happens, which is difficult to explain.
Coming back to the same thought.
Basically, yeah, you kind of go, they're like thought loops, and. So anyway, the body load, we kept coming back to the body load. Yeah. And it's like, oh, it's the body load. And like, I don't know, I was experiencing this body load thing. And then I remember at one point I like went and like sat down on a rock. And I was like, maybe if I eat, like it'll be better. And so I like took a bite out of the sandwich and like chewed it for like a minute. And then swallowed it. And then immediately just threw the fuck up. Because eating on psychedelics is insanely weird.
Yeah.
And also just anyway. So I just throw this shit up, and then I'm like, oh god, like I really don't start feeling good, and I start basically. So I like. It's what I could only identify at this point as being like ego death, where I kind of like separated. Like if you think of a person as existing in like two parts, like you have like a mind and a body, right?
So you're piloting the machine.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's the mind and then yeah. But I kind of took a backseat, and I felt like three people. Like there was me, and then there was the mind and the body, like the flesh vessel is how it felt, and so it kind of felt like I was just observing from outside, and like from outside,
it's terrifying.
I was like
not in control of your own actions.
Yeah, I was like, this is fine. Like I don't know. I just don't understand what's going on here. But my mind and my flesh vessel were like, oh my god, like help me. I literally just started saying like help me, like oh my god, like over and over again.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, and I literally, it was some crazy fucking shit. Yeah. And I was like, oh my god, like I'm on a drug, and like god, it was so weird. Because like it kind of dawned on me that this is so weird. It's so hard to explain thoughts when you're on psychedelics. But it was like, mushrooms was like another drug. Mm-hmm. And like, the effects were like really strong. Mm-hmm. And I honestly can't explain this thought. But I was like terrified. I was like, oh my god, like what if this is me for the rest of my life? Yeah. And I would like ask Michael that. But of course, like Michael's tripping at the same time. And so he's not going to be like, no, like of course not, because like he's like, oh my god, like there's a slim chance that like this might happen, so it's like I can't like deny that, but like it's like it's really problem. It's like you're just on a drug, like because that's what I like. This is like I'm just on a drug, and like we tried playing like there's this one song of Montreal that when I was on acid the first time was just like bliss, and it's like okay, like try playing that. I said like beforehand because I knew there was a possibility that I'd fucking freak out at some point because. Every other of the many other times I tripped, I freaked out at some point. Because I guess I just don't take well to psychedelics. But I was like, play this song and like maybe it'll like bring me back to normalcy. And tried that, didn't work. And it's just fucking, just insanity. Like I was getting led by my hand basically because we're like, all right, like we need to get like him out of here and like get him.
Him being you.
Yes. Well, this is Michael and David. Like we need to get him like out of this place. So we had, as a group, like they're leading me. Funnily enough, when I think back, we didn't go the direction that we had come from. We went a different way. I don't know why we chose to do that, but we did. Maybe we didn't want to go along the path that people were on. We started heading back, and like, I mean, I remember places and like things that like weren't there on the way. Anyway, very weird, and like it felt like that's not exactly it. It's just it felt like I was going in between like different stories, kind of like different lives. Yeah. Like I remember like walking through this like walking along this path with like chain link fences, and like that was like a specific.
You categorize the timelines.
Yeah, exactly. Stories. Like into like different, like entirely different stories and like lifetimes, kind of. This is where the story kind of falls apart because it's just me explaining me being on a drug. Yeah. But eventually we get to the car, and this was insanely confusing for me. So from my perspective,
the Jedi are evil.
What? From my perspective, I was going insane. Because I'm like sitting there in the front seat of the car,
tell me about this.
And so Michael's driving, and I'm like, okay, like we're getting out of here, and then like 2 minutes later, I like did not notice anything, but like David is driving. I'm like, oh god, like what the fuck? What the fuck is happening? Like, just like, but so what had happened apparently is that Michael, who was still on mushrooms, and it was his car, he had gotten into the seat to drive away.
Brilliant.
Well, and apparently he was driving fine.
He had a switch.
But then David was like not comfortable with it. He's like, no, like you're not driving well enough. Like I'll drive. Yeah. And Michael was not happy about that, but conceded to him. Yeah. And so then David started driving. So that's why I was so confused, because like they literally did change places.
Yeah. I just don't remember.
Yeah. And I remember David was wearing this tie-dye shirt, and he had like a bit of stubble, but he like, just because the colors were so like vibrant, it looked like his fucking tie-dye shirt was just insane, and like the lines were so, it's like if you just crank up the saturation on a picture, and like his stubble was so dark and like fucking thick. It still looked like stubble, but it was just the darkest stubble you'd ever seen, and like thickest. I just fucking crazy.
Grossed out by him.
I was like, whoa.
Just sitting next to me.
Oh god.
Get away from me.
But
gross.
So they were kind of like discussing like, oh, like where should we go? And like I'm still kind of fucking really out of it. Yeah. Just sitting in the car like, oh. So they decided to go to a movie theater so that I could just like sit in the dark and like calm down, which even like an hour afterwards I was like, why the fuck would you bring me to a movie theater? It's like, yeah, let's bring him somewhere there's shit tons of people and like crazy shit going on a gigantic screen with massive loud noises. This is the place for him to calm down. What the fuck were you guys thinking?
You went to watch Doctor Strange?
No, it was a Marvel movie.
No, I know, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Doctor Strange. Yeah.
What is reality? Oh no.
No, I think it was
sick all over the sea.
Yeah. But so what ended up happening is that Michael and I by the time I got out of the car at the movie theater, I had kind of like calmed down. Mm-hmm. And like I was still, it was like after effects, but like how it goes with mushrooms, at least from my experience, the experience of a lot of people that I talked to, is instead of like with acid, it's kind of like you're just on it until you fall asleep. Yeah. Like it's not super strong, but like you're still like in it until you fall asleep. Versus like with mushrooms, it just kind of ends all of a sudden. Yeah. That's what I've experienced at least. It's just kind of like, oh, like woo, all right, back to what?
Like movie's over.
Yeah, exactly. Back to normalcy. All right,
the lights come back on.
We're back here.
Yeah.
And like, I was all right. I had taken more Xanax. I don't know if I mentioned that, but like they kind of just kept feeding me Xanax to like calm me down.
Like
so
like
I'm very loose now. I'm like, oh man, like shit's fucking fine. And taking more Xanax as well. So we're both just like chilling. And David's like, all right, like I'm gonna go into the movie theater, but we were kind of like next to a creek or like a river basically. So Michael and I were like, hey, let's go just like decompress first, like at the river, like debrief, and like, you know, just talk about the trip and like just, you know, like it seems nice. Go to the river and smoke a bit and whatever. And David's like, all right, like I'm just gonna go like start the movie because it's like gonna start soon, and he just wanted to watch the movie. Yeah. So Michael and I go to the riverside, and you know we just start smoking. And I actually have a picture. I ran across a picture on my phone recently of like by this riverside. Okay. There's just this mannequin head like lying in the grass. It's really creepy and weird. But we just go.
Creepy.
Yeah, I'll show you the picture. It's fucking weird. But we just go and chat and smoke and hang out by the river, and it was fucking awesome. And we did that for like, 20 minutes, or so we thought, until we realized that, oh no, it had actually been 3 hours. And we had just taken a lot of Xanax, and time was going very fast.
Just staring into a river.
Basically, just like, just like, this river's chill. And we were talking, but like...
just the image, the visual cracks me
looking into a river 3 hours.
Michael's eyes.
Yeah.
That bloodshot just
Darth Maul.
That's for another time.
So we but yeah, so we kind of we looked at our phones eventually and we're like, oh, like it's been a while, huh? Like I wonder what David's up to. So David had finished his movie and just been waiting for us for about 2 hours. And we're like, oh hey man, like what's going on? And he's like, nothing, buddy. Like, I'm fine. Like, whatever, man. Like, let's just go. So we're like, all right, yeah, cool, whatever. We were chilling.
He just didn't give a shit.
Yeah, eventually we were like, all right,
cool, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. And we, sorry, I gotta take a sip of something.
Sip break.
Oh, sips.
Ding dong, 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 ding dong.
So we headed back to John's place. And the plan, basically, was to trip in the morning. And then that night, I brought a couple handles with me. We're gonna get fucking trashed. Yeah.
What a day.
Yeah, exactly.
Different chemicals coming in and out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get hammered tonight. Not tonight. Unless you guys want to. What?
Nope.
No. Jack, no!
Throw it up again.
Throw it up. And Jaden, when he saw me taking a non-alcoholic Jello shot at a party,
Do you want to? I guess
that's basically
Jaden
it.
saw Jack taking a Jello shot, and that was real. It was just normal Jello shot.
No, Jack! Like, throw it up! Throw it up! And I'm like, what? Like non-alcoholic. Like, oh, okay.
Keep going.
But we go back to John's house, and we just, we start drinking, and we're just having a good time, hanging out with John and his roommates, and just like, just having fun, getting drunk, and we, I referenced on another podcast that John had a ton of, like, weed chocolate that he had made, like, a whole big Tupperware full of edibles, and he, at a certain point in the night, was like, hey, like, I'll trade you. This was actually later in the night than something I'm going to reference, but he was like, hey, like, I'll trade you, like, whatever booze is left over for, like, you can have as much of the edibles as you want.
Yeah.
Assuming that a normal person eats, like, two, maybe, like, 3 or something, they're like, whoa, like, I'm super high. But me, I was super fucking fucked up anyway, so I just ate the whole thing. Like, an entire Tupperware full of edibles, and John's just like, like, fuck me, why did I agree to this? It was fucking chocolate. He's like, alright, whatever, let's go. Just, God, so much fucking weed. So much everything, really.
Do you just hit a threshold where you can't get any higher? Or
yes. That's what happened, because I was just like, whatever. I mean, I blacked out at a certain point, so maybe I did just keep getting high and I was just blacked out. Who knows? But no, really, there is a threshold, and it's honestly pretty low, and it's like, you can only really keep getting higher and higher at, like, if you, like, smoke, like, the first time you smoke. Yeah. Then if it's like you smoke and then like an hour later you smoke more, it's like you get marginally more high. In my experience at least. But like you gotta smoke a shit ton at once to get like really high. Yeah. In my personal opinion, the best way to get insanely high is not through smoking a ton in one session, it's smoking a ton in one hit.
That's probably right.
Yeah. No, it is. Like, if you take an enormous dab, if you take, like, a 0.5 gram dab, you're going to be way higher than if you dab, like, even, like, maybe a full gram over, like, an hour. Yeah. You just get insanely high. Yeah. So, anyway, tips for people who'd like to get insanely high. But before that, we, Michael and I decided we wanted to go out and smoke. So we kept trying to, like, recruit people. I remember I walked the dorms that John lived in, where there was, like, a dorm, and then, like, a connecting bathroom, and then another dorm. And so one of his dorm mates, like, had his girlfriend over, and, like, at a certain point, they, like, slipped off to the other room. To fuck, like people do. But me, I'm just, like, fucking trash. I'm like, dude, like, I want people to smoke with. Like, I know they smoke, so I, like, go into their room, and I'm like, hey, and I, like, pop their ear off for, like, 20 minutes. They're just, like, laying in bed together, fucking, like, thing up to their necks, because they're both, like, fucking naked under it. And I'm just like, dude, like, do you guys want to go smoke, though? And they're like, nah, like, we're chill, man. And I just kept going. I was like, yeah, but do you want to go smoke, though? Like, we're gonna go smoke. And I was like, dude, like, we're alright. They're actually super nice. Shoutouts to them.
They're probably just looking at each other.
Yeah, I said, what the fuck is happening? Like, Jesus Christ, dude. So anyway, we ended up going out to smoke. And I only thought about this, like, maybe a year and a half later, but we drove out so drunk.
Jesus,
like,
Christ.
I mean, I drove drunk plenty back then, but, like, I don't know. It never.
It
like,
just occurred to you were blackout drunk.
Yeah, exactly. And like nobody stopped us either. They're like, all right, like go,
do whatever you're gonna do.
Yeah, exactly.
You come back alive.
So, from my perspective, to this day, this is what happened. We drove like 10 minutes out to a parking lot, smoked like 2 bowls, 2 batch bowls, like, and fucking packed up and headed back. Max, like, half an hour. We get back, and they're like, where the fuck were you guys? You've been gone for fucking 4 hours! It's like, oh? Like, what?
What the fuck does that keep happening?
Exactly, like, what the fuck? Like, you're on for 4 hours? Like, who knew?
You went back to the river? Yeah.
This is sick. This is so cool. Yeah, apparently we just disappeared for 4 hours and we're not picking up our phones.
Like you do.
I swear to God, we were gone for like half an hour max, but apparently not.
Drove.
What?
I can't believe you drove.
I know, I can't, honestly.
That's fucked.
It really is. I can't believe we survived.
Honestly.
But,
you can laugh about it now.
Yeah.
At the time. Oh boy.
So we just kept drinking when we got back, and I just kept eating edibles. And we, so at a certain point, I really, really needed to pee. Like, so badly. And I went into the bathroom, and I fucking just couldn't. This has happened to me before, when you just drink a shit ton, it's just like, I just can't fucking pee. But, like, I needed to pee so bad, because I drunk a shit ton.
That's torture.
It was actual torture.
Yeah.
So, my genius idea, you know, the fucking 3 Xanax and, like, a bunch of vodka in, my genius idea was, like, maybe if I can, like, jerk off and come, I'll be able to pee, because, like, my dick will be used to stuff coming out of it. So I'm like,
both at the same time.
I know, so, like, that was my idea. I was like, oh, that's genius. Like, that's perfect. So I, like, try and jack off, but of course, like, I can't even fucking get hard. I'm so hammered. I'm just like, sitting there for, like, 20 minutes. God knows, it was probably 3 days.
Dude, you've been in the bathroom for 5 hours.
Yeah, exactly. But I try, and then I go
Dick
out.
is bleeding.
But so I left. Now, around here, I believe I blacked out, because the next morning I was told that apparently I went back in the bathroom, presumably to try and pee again, and presumably, I guess I, like, tried to jack off again. I don't know, but apparently, when I left the bathroom, I was stark naked. Just, like, walking through, just like, hey, guys, like, what's going on? Just fucking bare-ass naked. However, I was complimented by the roommate's girlfriend on my penis. She said she said she didn't mind my dick, so I take that with me every day. I try and remind myself of that.
Small victories.
Yes, exactly.
It's a dick.
Bad choice of words.
This one dictories. Oh, wait a second! No, I didn't mind it because I could barely
things.
see it.
It's very unobtrusive.
I did another one.
What?
It's the little thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Jake's piece.
So, yeah, apparently I just walked out of the bathroom naked. And that night ended. It was certainly a night. And then the next morning, we were all gonna drive back down. And, I mean, really, the last notable thing is that we went out for brunch. And the John was in, like, culinary school. He's a fantastic chef and, like, really knows food super well. And like, Napa's, like, a, you know, a culinary area. So we're like, dude, like, let's go, like, somewhere nice. And we go to this brunch place, and it was, like, the most average brunch ever, but each of us paid, like, $25 a meal. It was fucking absurd. Like, it's not really much of a story, but it's just like, what the fuck? I don't know, brunch is just way too goddamn expensive. Yeah. It's basically the moral of that shit. So, and then we drove back down, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
I remember meeting you in town right after you came back, and you smelled really bad. And you were, like, really sweaty.
Well, I mean, I hadn't showered for 3 days. So.
You looked just super disheveled.
That was a good story.
You had a smile on your face, though. So.
Yeah.
That's a good story. That was your first story time of the Come On In podcast.
All right.
It's been told better.
That's a doozy.
It's been told
worse.
worse.
It's a group classic.
It is a group classic.
And now you know.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap it up there.
For joining us. It's been a hell of a trip.
It's been a decent podcast.
I'm gonna have to edit this one quite a bit, but that's okay.
No, it has to be done.
I'm getting better at it more. So.
Thank you for tuning in.
The first one's editing was just uploading.
Yeah, the first one the first video had no cuts.
No.
So I don't think the second one had. Last one I actually had to edit a little bit.
Yeah.
This one I'll have to
Just
cut.
have to delete. Yeah, this one. Yeah.
I'll have to cut, which is
Okay.
fine.
All right.
All right.
Anyway, this
Good
has
night.
been the Come On In podcast.
God bless you.
Yeah. All right.
If you sneezed.
If you sneezed, if
Yeah.
not, fuck
If
you.
you're not, then Satan's coming for you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Night night.